So if you've been following this series, you know by now, this isn't just about health tips and quick fixes. It's actually about design. The design of your habits, your rhythm, your biology, your blueprints. Last week, we talked about structure, the system that protects what motivation starts. This week, we take another step even further. We talk about energy by design because here's the truth. Energy isn't just luck. It's architecture. And if you've been feeling tired, you've been feeling scattered, you've been feeling inconsistent, it's not because you're weak, it's because your system hasn't been built yet. Hey, welcome back. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. We are in the Blueprint series, and I am an endocrinologist. That's right. That's what the E stands for. I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. My goal is to help you have the success in your health like you're having in the other areas of your life. I want you to be around for those things that are so important for you, the connections to your family and your friends, and for you to be able to enjoy all those dreams that you've put so much time into building. Hey, that's what we do right here. And tonight we're talking about how do we get the energy? How do we create the energy? How do we set ourselves up to have what we need to be successful? Hey, if you're new to me, go ahead and put new in the comments because I'd love to welcome you with a hand clap and some music to let you know that I am excited that you are here. If you do have questions, go ahead and drop those in the comments because we want to make sure that we say hello and answer them as we move through the rest of the show tonight. We've got my monitors off. We're going to take a look at here in just a minute. I've got my monitor off to the side. I've got my report down below me that we'll look at, and we will get through our conversation as we discuss the things that we need to do to give ourselves energy so that we can be healthy. If you have not done so yet, I want to make sure that you know that the platform is here for you to plug in, for you to get all the things that you need to be successful as you are creating the space for your metabolism. Remember, all of those chronic diseases, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, prediabetes, fatty liver, on and on and on, we want to make sure that we're setting ourselves up for the best possibility of success. And a part of that is what you're seeing here on the channel right now. This is part of our Triple E formula for success, but we also have lots of other components that are available. So if you're coming to the channel for the first time, or if you're returning, or if you've been here and you just need a refresher on the YouTube channel, there is a playlist. The very first one that's there, it says start here. So if you're interested in knowing, how do I jump in? How do I get started with what they're talking about? How do I walk down this path to improve my health, to lose weight, improve my blood sugar, get my blood pressure down, get my cholesterol better, and to decrease my chances of strokes and heart attack? And I want to walk down that path. The Start Here videos is where you want to go. And if you want to know what we're talking about this week, the conversations for this week, the shows that we're doing this week, if you want to see what I eat for the last time before I start my fast, or my first meal after my 72-hour fast, you want to get into the videos for this week. It's called This Week's Videos. That will walk you through, and you'll be able to keep up with the conversations that we're having right now. In fact, this show is going to be in that playlist. Now, if you're coming in the future, you're watching this now on the replay, then it won't be in this week's videos because it'll be that week. Whatever videos are playing that week will be there. Also, if you've not been joining us for our MOVE campaign, Metabolic Optimization via exercise, make sure you do that. And let's go ahead and let's look at that promo right now as we talk about our move. Here we are. Welcome to MOVE, Metabolic Optimization via exercise. This isn't just about workouts. It's about moving your body, moving your habits, and moving your life forward. Each episode builds consistency, strength, and resilience step by step. I'm Dr. Dwain Woode, and together we're writing the story of health, transformation, and limitless living. This is Move. Let's get started. All right, so I'm so excited about that campaign, and you will see that our episodes are back. So make sure you get there and make sure you are moving through that space. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at blood sugars as my monitors are indicating. And so right now, this is my Freestyle Libre, and you see right there is what my blood sugar is right at this moment. It's 83, and down below, right around here, you'll see that that's my graph from today. Now, you'll see that big spike, and I want to talk a little bit about that spike. And one of our team members from work, I hope you're watching, because this is your fault. So here is my blood sugar right there. So we're in the hundreds. And right there, you see we started 103, right about 103, 105. And that was right at about noon. That was lunchtime. And somebody gave me a chocolate chip cookie. Right? And I want you to watch. And here we are. So 103, 112, 124, 135, 143. And y'all, this is not the whole chocolate chip cookie. This is a half of a chocolate chip cookie. Up to about 185, 187 was the highest we got. And so let's look at the timing, right? So 1 o'clock, 106, and 229, right? So 1 o'clock's an hour and a half later. We're 229, so actually no, 87, 187. And then at 4 o'clock, right? So essentially, 4 hours later, then we're down to 120, okay? So that right there was a half a chocolate chip cookie. See that right there, okay? And then back down to where we are. Actually, it was chocolate chip cookie and the salad. Don't forget the salad. Right there. Down to where we are, and then we dipped again down into the 100s, popped up a little bit, and then down to where we are right now. Okay? Now, we'll talk more about food and so forth as we get into the rest of the week, but that's what the blood sugars are doing right now. Looking at the insights in this report, I like this because we can actually look at what's been going on in terms of my time in range. And we're looking at these numbers right here. So 97, time in range. And then down below you see 3%. So the combination of those, 97 plus 3, of course, 100. And the lows that you see there, that 3%, is when I'm fasting. Okay, so 97% in target when I'm fasting. Of course, 90, this is my 90-day, and this is what everyone wants to know because the A1C is based on a 90-day period. And so 86% in target with 13% lows, and then 1% very low. And if you've been following, you know that sometimes that blood sugar will dip down into the 50s. And let's go over to this report. And this is my average for, you see that line right there, 95%. And let's just jump over to 90 days. And that's what my average is, 90. And I love this part of the graph because it allows me to look at what's going on with my blood sugars based on the time of day. And so I can actually make decisions about what to do during the day because I see what those numbers are, and I can make choices in terms of what I eat and so forth. Okay. Now let's hop over and let's take a look at what's my Dexcom is saying. This is my Dexcom G7, and you'll see right there 95. Okay. And if we look at that 12-hour period, just like we did with the other, you'll see there, and the Dexcom tends to be a little higher, so we should see higher numbers here. And indeed we do. So we started out at, we started about the same, 103, and we went all the way up to 194. If you remember on the Libre, the highest we got was a 187. Okay, so this one is 7 points higher than that. And then, of course, the same thing that we saw back down to where we are right now. Okay, all right, and Well, let's take a look at this one. So here is what my average blood sugar is for 90 days. 114 with a glucose management indicator of a 6.0. So I would expect my A1C to approximate that 6.0 if I were to get blood sugars, if I were to get labs right now. And then down below, in target 98% of the time. All right, now let's go ahead and let's hop over here and let's take a look at this guy. And so this is my Keto Mojo and my Contour. And I need to get out of our handy dandy container here. I need a brown for blood sugar. I need a blue for ketones. I need some Lancets. Get that back over there. And then I need some strips or a strip for the Contour. So let's get that out. Get this back in here. And I'm going to put those down and open up these two. So here's my strip for the blood sugar for the Keto Mojo. And if you're out there and you've been following and you are monitoring your ketones, let us know which monitor you have. Okay. In fact, let us know which monitor you have, not just for ketones. So you say blood BG and put the monitor name, and then ketones and put the monitor name. So this one, you may have one that does both. In my case, I have two. The Keto Mojo does both, but the Contour only does blood sugar. Okay. And I'm going to open this. This is the ketone strip. And I just opened that because I want to have it ready and off to the side. Here we are. Here is my Lancet. Open that up. Find a finger like we normally do. And I don't usually use a lancing device, and you've heard me say that before. Just find a finger and get a poke right there. And that is, ow, ow, ow. Actually, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, huh? So hopefully, let's see, did it? Yeah, we still got a good drop. Get that one started, and then get this one started. And while those are running, let's put this one back on the screen so you can see. So 97 for the Keto Mojo, and 96 for the Contour. And let's go over here, and 99 for the Dexcom, and let's see and 89. Look at that. Look at how close they are. Okay, so 97, 96, 99, and 89. So pretty close to each other. Now, let me go ahead and I need to get this strip out and get the ketone one in so that this drop doesn't dry. If I can, okay, here we are. Come on, get in there. All right, let's get this one off the screen. And what do you think my ketones are going to be? Now, particularly in light of that blood sugar that I had earlier today. And I need to get something here we are. All right, so put it, guess. All right, so low. So ketones that are less than 0.5 considered normal, 0.5 to 1.5 considered nutritional ketosis, and then above that considered therapeutic ketosis. And right now we are in the normal range. And when you come back, I'm supposed to say when you come back on Wednesday, and we will do the check-in and we'll walk through that a little bit more. And then of course on Thursday we'll do the same thing. And then on Friday when we do our complete review of fasting, we'll walk through my graph a little bit more. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's say hello to some of our community members. I see you guys out there. So let's do that now. Let's see. I need to do. Here we are. Okay, so I see Teresa. Hey, Teresa, what's going on? Teresa says, hey, doctor and everyone. Thank you for coming through. We see Pam. Pam is saying hi to everyone. Gion is out there. Gion says, hi, doctor. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Pam. And smiley, smiley, smiley faces. Gion says, how are you all? And of course, Pam saying hi. So if you are, and I didn't say that, let me say this now while we're just talking to everyone, welcome from whatever platform you're on, okay? Wherever you're joining us from, whatever platform, and from whatever city, town, village, country you're here, go ahead and drop that in the comments from where you're viewing. And a special shout out to our community members, our accelerator members for being here. And a shout out to those of you who are seeing this because someone invited you. You may have seen our content at your community center. You saw me at one of your health fairs. You saw me on your church's YouTube channel. You saw me in church at one of your churches. We welcome you and we thank you for coming through and hanging out with us. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's hop into our discussion for tonight. This is gonna be a good one, y'all. It's gonna be fun. So let's go ahead and let's do that right now. So if you've been feeling tired and scattered and inconsistent and just kind of in a fog, you feel like you hit that wall. It's not because you're weak. It's because some of your systems may not be where they need to be. In fact, because your system, your blueprint, your plan hasn't been built yet to sustain you through your energy dips, through the things that you do on a daily basis. Your routines may be at odds with the way your body works and way your body functions. And so tonight, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about how do we go about fixing that. We're going to learn about how energy actually works from your hormones, your mitochondria, your mindset, and how to create a flow that keeps your body moving and keeps you steady no matter what life is throwing your way, right? So let's go ahead and let's dive right in, because we're talking about designing your energy, right? How do we design that energy that we need? And so before we jump fully into this and talk about strategy and the science behind it, I want you to take a breath. And I want you to think about your week. The moments that you felt clear, the moments you felt focused, the moments you felt full of life. What made those moments possible? It wasn't just sleep. It wasn't just food. It was that everything seemed to work together. Every cell in your body runs on structure. And when that structure breaks, when meals are erratic, when rest disappears, and stress takes over, your energy follows. Because remember, everything works together. So what we want to do in this episode is we want to rebuild that internal architecture step by step. Right? How do we go about doing that? We want to engage your awareness, educate your mind, empower your actions, and execute a design that we're putting together. So let's go ahead and let's start. Let's talk about what that actually means. So let's talk about the energy problem. Right? So fatigue isn't failure, it's actually feedback. And you hear me say, the body's talking to us. You got to listen to the body. Have you ever woken up tired, even after a full night's sleep? Or you hit that afternoon wall where coffee stops working and you're popping those 5-hour things? Focus is disappearing. That's not random. That's your body's feedback loop saying, I'm out of rhythm. There's something going on. Now, there are certain illnesses that will cause fatigue. For example, obstructive sleep apnea, or sleep apnea in general, will cause fatigue. Hypothyroidism will cause fatigue. Adrenal insufficiency will cause fatigue. Vitamin deficiency, iron deficiency, mineral deficiency. A lot of those will cause fatigue. Now, assuming that you don't have one of those, And this is a great place to plug that you've got to make sure that you're keeping up with your health with your physician and your healthcare provider. You got to make sure that that's the case. But most people treat fatigue like a moral failure. I should try harder. Oh, if I was really strong enough, then this wouldn't bother me. But fatigue isn't failure. It's actually feedback. The body is telling us that there is something going on, that something is wrong, something is out of alignment. And your body's not broken. It's just waiting for a better design, better condition. It's waiting for you to listen and take steps to set it back in the right way. So energy isn't something you chase. I'm going to pause. Because most of us think, oh, I'm going to go get more energy. Well, energy is something that you create through predictability. And predictability starts with understanding the system, understanding what's going on. So the first shift that we want to talk about is simple. Stop asking, why don't I have more energy? And start asking, where is my energy actually leaking? Where's it going? Because fatigue isn't failure. It's actually feedback from your biology. So let's talk about your daily switchboard. And I love this analogy, right? So switchboard, meaning that there are things that are coming in, and in the old days, you remember the old movies? There's someone sitting there with headphones and they're actually connecting, right? So that was the old type. And then we got to the place where we got the push buttons, right? So somebody would call and they'd connect them with Mr. Jones and Mrs. Sally, and right? So we'd go through and connect. So switchboard, someone who's regulating. So cortisol, insulin, melatonin, they set your 24-hour clock. So let's look under the hood of your daily energy system, the body's internal clock, the body's internal switchboard. Your energy rhythm is orchestrated by three main hormones. There are some others that fit, but we'll talk about these three main ones. Number one, cortisol. Your cortisol is your wake-up hormone. It peaks in the morning and it lifts you into focus. So most of us think that we wake up just because we wake up. And we wake up just because of the alarm. Sometimes the alarm actually causes so much noise that we do wake up. But if, aside from that, your body actually has a rhythm as to when you are going to wake up. And one of the main hormones that it uses to get you up is cortisol. That's why for my diabetics, when you check your numbers in the morning, they can be higher even though you went to bed with normal numbers. For people who are pre-diabetic, you're getting these rises as well. And if we're not careful, then those things can cause us to become more insulin resistant. If you have stress, cortisol is also a stress hormone, and cortisol levels that go up will cause blood sugars to be high. So cortisol is the wake-up hormone, and it has a cycle. It peaks in the morning, and it brings you into focus. It brings you into alertness. Insulin is your fuel manager. It distributes energy from what you eat. So it's standing there and it is deciding when you eat food, what happens to that food. You've heard me talk about insulin being a switch. It decides whether it's going to store it or it's going to use it for energy right now. When insulin is high, when would insulin be high? Depending on the foods that we eat, then insulin becomes a dictatorial manager. And says, no, everything that comes in right now, we're shunting it into storage. And then melatonin is your reset hormone. It signals repair, recovery, and it says, hey, anytime night comes and we relax, when we go to bed and we rest and we sleep, the body is regenerating, is becoming rejuvenated. When these three are synchronized, your flow is stable. When they're scattered, you crash. So what allows them to flow and what throws them off? Well, erratic eating, late night screens, right? Stress. We just talked about stress. They scramble the internal rhythm and it causes problems for us. That's why structure matters. When you anchor your meals, when you anchor your motivation, your movement, and your rest, and it is predictable, your hormones fall back into harmony. Now, every cell in your body has a power plant called the mitochondria. Think of it as your biological engine, the batteries. It takes nutrients, food, it takes oxygen, and it turns them into the currency that the body uses for energy called ATP. But mitochondria only thrive when there is balance. Too much sugar, too little rest, chronic stress, it gums up the system. It clogs the system. That's one of the reasons that we in this community use fasting, walking, sleeping, resting, restoration. They help the mitochondria to rest. And when the mitochondria are rested, then they come back full and ready to give everything that they can for us to stay on track. Well, let's talk a little bit about clean energy, right? And the body has an amazing way of restoring, rejuvenating, recycling, if you will. This concept of autophagy, that's the body's cleanup crew. Sends out the signal, and the cells go out and they start gobbling up broken, damaged, unused, misshapen, malfunctioning parts of itself. And autophagy activates when you give your cells time to rest between meals. Give them long enough. Think, we went, where did we go? Went to Florida, actually, yeah. Went to Florida, and of course, on the way back, they have all these outlets. And so we stopped off at one of the stores, and we stopped off at one of my favorite shoe stores. Won't say what it is. And so we went in, and I was looking for a pair of shoes, tennis shoes, and I saw this one that I really like, which is sitting out there, and it says made from, and I forgot the percentage, of recycled materials. One of my favorite shoes, by the way. But it was made from recycled materials. And that's what the body does. It takes this damaged parts, recycles old proteins, and it builds new ones. That's what we mean when we say fasting heals you. It's not magic, it's maintenance. There's a cleanup crew out there that's working on this. So let's talk a little bit about what I call the energy triangle. Energy lives inside this three-dimensional concept, if you will. And the concept is of timing, fuel, and recovery. Timing, fuel, recovery. If you miss one, then your energy begins to collapse. And so here's the blueprint. Timing. Aligning your meals and rest to your body's natural rhythm. I'm going to pause there because this is perhaps the place that most of us have challenges. I'll tell you, for me, that rest one, yeah. And I can tell, and I know that if I get some rest, that what I'm working on or how I feel will improve. But I just got to do that one last thing, just one more thing. If I can get this done, right? That's what we tell ourselves. But there's a pattern to our body, the way our hormones work. And when we align not just our meals, because people say, oh, I got to eat on a regular basis, right? That's a whole nother conversation. But aligning our rest also, because many of us, we just go to bed when we go to bed. There's not a set time. Tonight is 10 o'clock. Tomorrow is 11 o'clock. Next night is 8 o'clock. Sometimes we stay up till 2 o'clock. Just random. So timing. Number 2, fuel. So eating a proper fuel source. Eating whole, unprocessed, low glycemic index foods that keep the blood sugar stable so we don't get spikes. Because every time we get a spike, the insulin has to come out, and when the insulin causes the blood sugar to drop, we feel that as though our energy level is dipping because of the fluctuations. Right? So timing, fuel, recovery. So what does recovery mean? It means protecting the rest with the same seriousness as we protect the productivity. Right? Think about that. We go, and everything in our lives is catering to us getting that thing done. Whatever, if it's your job, you're taking care of the family, you cleaning the house, whatever it is, everything comes to focus there. We don't let anything interrupt that. And we should guard our recovery with the same tenacity as we do the productivity. When you do this, you stop chasing energy and you start producing it, predictably. So remember, energy flow is a design, not a coincidence. It's a design, not a coincidence. So let's talk about a 3-step energy blueprint. 3-step energy blueprint. Now that we understand the system, let's build a strategy that utilizes it. So get your journal, get your piece of paper, right? Pull out your tablet. Here it is. The same pattern used by patients, clients, community members who are reclaiming their strength and focus. All right, let's walk through it. Well, first, let me tell you a story about a patient of mine. We'll call her Sally. And Sally comes to me and says, hey, I am doing everything that you've told me. I'm not eating the high processed stuff. I'm not gorging out on this. Blood sugars are better. So we've gone through the process. But I'm still feeling as though I'm out of sync. I'm still feeling foggy-headed. I'm fatigued. I just don't seem to be able to get things done. I hit that wall. And so we kind of walk through with Sally what we're about to do. Number 1, design the morning flow. Design the morning flow. So once again, we're talking about this 3-step process. The first 90 minutes of your day will likely decide the next 9 hours. In fact, I would dare say the first 9 minutes of your day will likely decide the next 9 hours. How you wake up, how you process those first minutes, how your thought processes are, what your intention is, will determine the tone of the rest of your day. So waking up at inconsistent times, waking up with our minds jumbled, waking up without a clear plan for the day, waking up without doing something that's specifically geared to set the tone for the day, will cause the day to go in a way that we did not anticipate and go in a way that we don't want. So getting up at a specific time, right? We're structuring it. Making sure that we're doing something to renew our mind. We're structuring it. Making sure that we are setting the intention for the day. What are we going to do today? What are the priorities for the day? We're structuring it. Deciding when we're going to move our body. Move campaign, metabolic optimization via exercise. So what we're doing is we're creating the tone for the day. We're not just letting the day do what it wants. One of my favorite people always says, this is when he's a financial person, he says, we have to tell every dollar what we want it to do. And we have to tell every minute what we want it to do. We're not just letting it happen. Right? So number one, design your morning flow. What's it going to be like? Get some sunlight. Do some yoga. Do some meditation. Do some stretching. Do some lifting. Do some walking. Praying, singing, whatever rejuvenates, replenishes, whatever actuates you in the morning, number one. Number two, fuel your flow. Don't fight it. Fuel your flow, don't fight it. Your meals are information to your body, not just calories. Every bite teaches your body what to expect. When you eat balanced bites, prioritizing whole foods, minimize processing, no added sugar, lean protein, healthy fats, starchy, non-starchy vegetables, leaning more towards the non-starchy, foods that's tasty and flavorful that you like to eat, and food that is appropriately portioned. What we're doing is we're telling our body what we want it to do, and we're providing the nutrients and the fuel in a way that is clean. I was going to say pure, but that is clean and helps it to do what it needs to do. This stabilizes the hormones, stabilizes insulin. This is your fuel manager. So we don't want the insulin, which is the manager, to be haphazard. We want to tell it how we want it to function. Number one, right? We're going to design the morning flow. Number two, fuel the flow. We're not going to fight it. Number three, recover on purpose. So we start the day, we fuel the day, and we recover. Don't just collapse into bed. Don't go until you can't go anymore and you just boom. Plan it. Shut down in an orderly manner. Right? Don't just do. We want to make sure that we are dictating. We're going to do what we say we want to do. All right? Shut down your screens. Some people say an hour before. Sure. Dim the lights. Reflect. Breathe. Journal. Take the things out of your head, put them on the page. Dictate them. Because your brain will try to remember the things that you have not recorded because it thinks it's going to forget. So it keeps rehearsing over and over and over and over and over. And you can't sleep. People say to me, well, I woke up in the middle of the night. I couldn't go back to sleep. I said, what were you thinking about? I said, oh, the stuff that's going on. Journal it. Write it down. When you write it down, your brain says, I know where I can find that now. I don't have to remember it right now. Dim the lights. These habits restore melatonin and deepen your recovery cycles. Remember what we're talking about? We're talking about how do we create a system that is sustainable. And if we're going to create a system that's sustainable for health, then we have to have the energy to do it. I can't tell you the number of people who say to me, I want to be healthy. I know I need to be healthy. I know there's some things that I need to do, but I just don't have the energy to do it. Remember, it's not a lack of desire. It's not even a lack of vision or a lack of know-how. It is because we don't have the structure that makes it inevitable. That's right. I'm pausing on purpose. So if we're going to be successful, we have to design something that works. Something that says we don't have to rely on motivation. That's our 3-step blueprint process. So let's talk a little bit about our energy calibration dashboard. We're going to measure flow. We're not going to force it. So here's your calibration checklist. A simple daily scan to know your system is in balance. Number 1, right? Going back to what we just talked about. Is your fuel steady? Is your fuel steady? No major spikes, no crashes, no binges. Now, I want to pause here because I want to spend some time talking about those phrases. Binges, crashes, right? Spikes. When we talk about health, and in particular when we talk about food, the impression that people get is that they can never again, for the rest of their life, eat anything that remotely tastes good. Right? Put your hands up if you've thought about that, because that's what I'm going to put my hands up. That is not the case. That's not the case. What we want to do, though, is we want to be steady in our fuel. So the body has the ability to maintain reasonable blood sugars if we give it the right conditions. So if you're eating 10, 12, 14, 15, 20 donuts, drinking a gallon of tea, downing a couple of candy bars, you are not going to have stable blood sugars. Let me say it to you. If nobody said that to you yet, let me be the first to say it to you. That's not going to give you stable blood sugars. And that will cause crashes, and it will cause you to binge because you're getting that fluctuation in blood sugar. But that doesn't mean you can't have a candy bar, or you can't have a donut, or you can't have iced tea. It just means that the quantity that we consume, y'all, is way beyond what the body is able to process. So number 1, is my fuel steady? What is your mechanism for fueling the body in a steady way to maintain reasonable blood sugars? Number 2, is my focus clear? Do my tasks feel manageable? Have I put in place structures that help me to deal with the things I need to deal with so that I am not foggy-headed? I'm not running 100 different directions at the same time. Do you have a task management system? Do you have a scheduling system? Remember structure and planning, one of the health action plans? Do you have a system to manage all the things that are going on in your life? And some of you, I was going to put myself in there. I guess I should, because I do. The number of things that you are responsible would stop a rhinoceros. The number of things you're responsible for. So you have task on top of task on top of, and it is not possible to maintain all of that here without a system that helps you. And here's the thing. We've got systems at work. We've got systems in all the other places, but we don't have a system for our health. So is my fuel steady? Is my focus clear? And do I feel calm? Now, we talked about cortisol a little while ago. Cortisol is the stress hormone. Cortisol's job is to go find energy for us to deal with stress. Cortisol will make us hungry because it wants to go find energy, and energy is food. When cortisol spikes, cortisol will dysregulate the other hormones that are supposed to be helping us in this process. Insulin, ghrelin, which is our hunger hormone, leptin, which is our satiety hormone. All of those get dysregulated when we're not calm. And so our goal is to find ways to manage life so that we don't have these spikes throughout the day. Spikes and slumps. Now, as we go through the day, I mean, you're doing things. So you're going to be excited. You're going to be doing this. Right? That's part of the day. But I'm talking about this abnormal anxiety that we carry around with us, where we're always stressed. It always seems like we're in danger. The body is in a heightened sense of awareness, and it always feels like we've got to run from the tiger. That causes problems. If you're off in one area, right? So we just talked about the checklist, right? The calibration dashboard. Is my fuel steady? Is my focus clear? And do I feel calm? Simple questions, right? Don't complicate it. Start there. If you are off in one area, adjust the timing before adding more effort. Don't say, oh, I just got to work on doing more. I got to be stronger. I've got to be whatever it is, whatever we tell ourselves. Let's say, okay, wait. We just went through these 3 things, and look at this right here. That one is definitely a problem for me. Let's fix that. Right? So fix that. Work on adjusting that. Work on the timing of that. Working on what tools do I need to learn to be able to do that? Before you say, okay, I need to do more. I need to add more. The question is not a matter of more, it's a matter of structure. So remember, predictability is the secret ingredient behind sustainable energy. So we're going to measure. That's our calibration. And before we move to what the big concepts I want you to get is, I want to review the inner design loop, the IDL. Anchor your purpose, align your actions, and adapt your systems. The reason I want to bring this back, because it's one of my favorite frameworks. Because energy isn't just coming from what you do. It comes from how you keep doing it. And the inner design loop has 3 simple steps. Anchoring, reconnecting to your why. I can't tell you the number of things that you can get through if your why is powering what you do. That is the purpose. That is the reason that we do what we do. That's the grandchildren that you want to wrestle with. And so you want to lose weight so you can hang out with them. It's the daughter or the son that's getting married that you want to be around to help through those processes. It's the family that you want to make sure they understand the history and the richness and the heritage of where you come from, so you need to be there. Do you have an anchor? Do you have a why that is strong enough that says to you, I need to be healthy and I need to be around? Number 1, every morning, remind yourself who you're becoming, who you are, why health matters to you. This is not just about the number that the doctor said. It's a personal thing. I want to be around for my son, to watch him experience. And I watch him sometimes. I'm like, man, he has so much in front of him. I got to be here. So number 1, anchor yourself. Reconnect to your why. Number 2, align. Make sure your actions match your purpose. If your goal is calm, your schedule should reflect the calm. Show me your schedule. I'll tell you what your priorities are. Are the choices I make aligning with what my anchor is? Are the choices I make taking me in the direction of my why? Or are they taking me in opposite directions? Or are they diluting my efforts in this area? So we anchor, we align, and we adapt. When life changes, we adjust the system. We don't adjust the mission, and we don't abandon the process. That's how structure stays alive instead of being rigid, and instead of breaking, because we understand that things are going to change. Life's going to happen, y'all. If it hasn't happened yet, it's coming. And we have to be able to be flexible enough to allow it to happen, but without us just throwing our hands up and say, okay, well, I can't do that anymore. Every system in your body works this way. Your hormones anchor to rhythm, your metabolism anchors with input, and your cells adapt to keep everything in balance. So don't just design your energy. We want to loop it, the inner design loop. That's how you turn momentum into a lifetime process. And we take moments of motivation, right? Because we will have motivation. Okay, hey, I'm motivated now, let's do some stuff, right? And then motivation goes. And then I'm motivated again, let's do some stuff. Motivation goes. Right? But when we have this inner design loop, when we have this process that we're constantly going through, we turn those moments of motivation into a lifetime of momentum. So strong systems don't resist change. They adapt through design. Yeah. So here's some takeaways that I want you to get. Let's bring it all home. So you now know that energy isn't something you find. It's something that you build, you create based on the things that you do on a daily basis. Now, remember what our goal is. Remember what our goal is. The goal of the series, or the premise of the series, is that it is not the problem is not the getting it done. People can lose weight. People can have good blood sugars. People can rest and exercise. And all the things we talk about, people do that all the time, and they have success all the time. Every day somebody's having success in all of these different areas. The problem is not getting it done. The problem is maintaining it. Because we can all buckle down for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We get scared because something happens. Right? We go to the doctor and the labs are out of control. Our weight's gone up. We have some traumatic event in the family. We have some personal issue that happens, and we become afraid, and we get motivated, and we do the job, and we get the success. But down the road, life comes back in, and the motivation goes. So our goal, that's what we're talking about. How do we build the structure to make sure we stay where we need to be? So here's your takeaway. 3 truths that I want you to take with you. Get a pen, get a paper, get your journal. Right, and here they are. Number 1, design your flow. Don't fight it. We don't want you fighting through your day. Design the day so that the flow is natural. Whatever it is, as busy as you are, of all the things that you've got on your list, all the decisions you have to make, whatever it is, it can be designed. Number 2, protect recovery like you protect productivity. The same energies and the same power and the same thought process and the same planning that you put into making sure that you get to work on time, that you do all your work at the job, I want you to protect your recovery and plan for recovery just like you do that. And then number 3, build a rhythm. Build a rhythm, and your energy will follow. When rhythm stabilizes, your energy becomes unstoppable. Yep. Becomes unstoppable. So we design the life, we build the health, and we live limitless. You're not just... You're not just randomness happening. This is the blueprint for energy. You've just learned how structure, rhythm, recovery rebuild your body's natural flow. This week, I want you to focus on one area. I want you to think about it. I want you to focus. Actually, let's pick a word. I want you to focus on this word, predictability. Whether it's your sleep, your first meal, your walk, I want you to make it consistent. I want you to make it predictable. Structure transforms chaos into calm. That's how you build energy by design. You don't chase the energy. You create it through structure. If we're going to be successful, if we're going to maintain the success that we've had, it can't be random. You've heard me say, I want you to have the same successes in your health like you're having in every other area of your life. And you know why you're having success in those areas? Because there's structure there. There is a plan. It's not random. And health, your decision for your health, can't be random either. It has to be something that you do, something that you put time in. You anchor, you align, and you adapt. When we talk about what the plan is for success, you heard me, and that anchor, align, and adapt is another way of thinking of the rhythm, alignment, and structure. Remember the RAS? What's the rhythm of your life? What's the function? What's the purpose? What's your goal? Alignment are the things you do consistent with where you say you want to go. And do you have the structure in place to keep it going and to make it automatic? That's the premise of the Blueprint series. We'll be back to talk more about how we keep this system going. We've designed the energy. We've looked at the rhythm. We looked at the alignment. Now we've given the process for getting energy so that we can energize it, so we can put into that process, put into that framework what it needs to keep going. We'll see you at our next episode. All right, y'all. So that man, this is a good one. This is a good one. I know. I say that for all of them. You know why? Because this is the thing. This is the foundation of really success when it comes to health. This is Diabetes Awareness Month. And around the planet, over 1 billion people with a B who have diabetes or prediabetes combined. Over 1 billion. In the United States, 38 million diabetics. Over 38 million. Over 97 million people pre-diabetics. And we continue to have more and more and more. And we keep saying the same things. But the numbers are growing. And the question is, why is it growing? And it's growing because we are fundamentally misaligned with what the issue is. I was telling someone in the office just today. Most people don't wake up in the morning and say, you know what, today I'm going to do everything I possibly can do to make my health worse. I'm going to really wreck my diabetes. I'm going to put on weight. I'm going to get high blood sugars. I'm going to get high cholesterol. I'm going to get fatty liver. I'm going to get polycystic ovarian syndrome. That's not how we wake up. That's not what we're thinking. But guess what? Every single day, we wake up and we do the things that make all of that worse. But that's not our plan. Most of us care. We want to be healthy. We want energy. But we don't have a plan. And this is designed to help you see your health through a new lens. is designed to help you see that you can make a difference. You have a choice. You have a choice. And so everything that we do, our Triple E formula for success, we educate, we empower, and we encourage. And it is with the intention of changing your thought process to help you to see it differently. To give you the tools that you need, empower. Because just seeing it, just knowing it without the tools to do it doesn't make any sense. And we encourage with the community that you're part of, community that you're helping to build. So if this episode helped you see your health through a new lens, share it with someone who's been feeling drained or stuck. Because sometimes the best gift that you can give is the blueprint for their own strength. So don't keep it to yourself. And if you're here, if you're watching right now, if you're in the community, I'd love to hear your wins this week. How are you designing your energy? Post it in the group. Share it on the video. Drop it in the comments. Share your rhythm. And tag me, Dwain Woode MD, so we can celebrate together. This is the power of community. Remember, structure protects what motivation starts. Systems turn success into stability. And you are the architect of your health. You have the power. Our last season, our theme was unlimited, right? Unlimited. That morphed into limitless living. But the concept is the same, that we have the ability, we have the power, we have the decision, we have the choice. And we can do it if we are careful and if we have the structure. All right, let me get over here. Let's say hello to some of our community members because I see some of you here. Let's see. Where were we? I think we were right here. So Pam was saying hi. Teresa, how are you? Oh, let me back up a little bit. Let's see. I see. Did I miss Rachel? Rachel is saying hello, everyone. Okay, there we go. Hey, Rachel, what's up? Let's give you a hand clap and some music. Rachel, thank you for coming through. Thank you for hanging out with us. Gion is saying hi to Rachel. Good to see you from South Korea. And so thank you for coming through. And then, of course, Pam saying hey to Rachel. Rachel, thank you for coming through and hanging out with us. We are always excited when we have new community members that are coming through and hang with us. Hey, y'all, I'm excited about this Blueprint series. Make sure you go back. Make sure you share this, and they're all in the playlist, by the way, all the ones that we've done so far as we move through the series. All of them are in the playlist. It's called Blueprints for Your Health. Blueprints for Your Health. It is on the channel. It's not on the main page, because remember, the things that are on the main page, number one is the Start Here playlist, right? If you want to know how do we jump in, how do we get started, how do we walk through this process, that's where you would start, the Start Here playlist. And if you want to know what we're doing this week, the conversations we're having this week, where are we, you want to jump in and catch up with us for this week, that will be in this week's videos. But these shows, right, each of the series that we've done, starting with the Health Action Plan and Play Your Own Game and Finishing Strong, and of course now the Blueprint series, they're all in their separate playlists, so you can always go back, and if you want to watch through all of those, right, in a particular series, they're there on the channel. So you don't have to go, they're there, okay? We've done over 2,300 videos now, is what they tell me on the channel, and just so excited for the benefit that we're seeing in the community, okay? Now, so tomorrow we will start our fast. So join us for our pop-up live. You get to see what I eat for the last time before I start my fast. We'll have a pop-up on Wednesday, and then our check-in at 33 hours Wednesday night. So come on back. We'll talk about that. And that's the transition period, right? So we're 33 hours into the fast at that point. We'll do pop-up on Thursday, and then Thursday night we'll do our 56-hour check-in. And then we're talking about adaptation, not adaptation. Adaptation at that point, because we've gone through the transition period. And our body now at that point, 56 hours, is adapting to where we are. And then, of course, on Friday, we have our complete review of fasting. How do we prepare for the fast, get through the fast, and how do we end the fast? And, of course, as we get into the weekend, we've got our video from the vault Saturday night at 9 p.m. Central. We've got This Week in Review on Sunday morning at 6 a.m. And then we're right back here next Monday for Dwain Woode, MD Live, as we continue our trek through the Blueprint series. Everybody, thank you for coming through. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life. Avoid complications. Go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. And my goal is to help you have the success in your health, just like you're having in other areas of your life. We want to take away the mystique of good health. We want you to be around for all those things that are so important for you in your life, the connections, the dreams, and for the family. You don't need superhuman power. You don't need superhuman strength. What you need is a system you can trust. You need a plan you can follow. And you need the support and determination to keep showing up. All right? Community members, we'll have that link for you in the community area in just a minute. Everybody, good night. Let's take a look at this MOVE campaign, and then we will be out of here. Welcome to MOVE, Metabolic Optimization via Exercise. This isn't just about workouts. It's about moving your body, moving your habits, and moving your life forward. Each episode builds consistency, strength, and resilience step by step. I'm Dr. Dwain Woode, and together we're writing the story of health, transformation, and limitless living. This is MOVE. Let's get started.